Hey, Boden, obviously you come in from Butler, a big basketball program, come to BC with a little bit of expectations. The name Quinton Post has been floated around even today around you with comparisons to your game. So both, how do you, obviously you've played on big stages in the Big East, so you know what that's like to play in a conference like the ACC, but how do you take the pressure of being compared to a guy like Quinton Post and things like that?
Yeah, to be honest, I try not to think about the pressure at all. I just try to focus on what I can control. That's something I've been really working on this year, is my confidence. And I think part of it has honestly helped. I've been working on my spiritual journey as well, knowing that God has a plan for us. And if I put in the work, whatever He has in plan will come out. And I think that's helped a lot with me playing freely. I think when I play free, that's when I play at my best. So that's something that's helped with me a lot.
Boden, just what did Coach Grant and the staff sell you on that made BC the right destination for you?
Yeah, well, we kind of talked about like the similarities between Quinton Post and how I can be successful within this program. And as Coach Grant mentioned, coming out of high school, I was obviously interested in BC, and my family and I, it was a close decision. We liked a lot what they had to offer, and it was honestly kind of a no-brainer when we got back to that decision.
Boden, coach was talking about positionless basketball as a guy who's 6'11" and is probably going to be expected to bang a bit with some of the bigger guys. Just what else can you do that helps make you play kind of that positionless and feed into what BC might need at all different areas?
Yeah, I think shooting the ball obviously is like the first thing that comes to mind, as well as playmaking. I know we have obviously some options where I might be able to play with Jaden a little bit. I think that can create some mismatches and really help our team out.
Boden, like you talked about, you came here this off season. When you transferred into a school, you have to learn the coaching style, the playbook, build chemistry with the team that's already here. What was that process like for you as a player throughout this off season to be ready for this upcoming season?
Yeah, I would say Jaden was like a really big part of that. He really took me in. We kind of did a lot of things together this summer, as well as the team as a whole. We had a lot of team activities, and that really just helps the bond off the court. And then obviously started to translate to on the court, and I think it just grew throughout the summer. And I'm really excited to see how it continues to grow throughout this season, especially as adversity will hit, which it always will. Something's going to go wrong, and I think it really can bring this team closer as we can grow around that experience.
Bit ironic coming from the Big East and then playing UConn in your first preseason game. Just what did that experience teach you about your team going forward?
Yeah, I was really excited about the opportunity. I'd played UConn 4 times before. I really wanted to beat them. I hadn't beaten them before, but I think it was a great experience. We kind of talked about how, most times you might play a team where you might be able to out-athleticism them, out-physical them. I think it really kind of, like Coach Grant said, show what we had to work on, and we really highlighted that in film and have been focusing on it in practice.
We'll take one or two more. You talked about some of the bonding activities, team building. What would you guys do?
So like just small things like going out to eat. Also going to church. We started doing that a lot as a group. That really helped. But just like watching movies, playing video games together, spending time. That's kind of what we did.
Hey Chase, so you posted on your Twitter account the other day a screenshot of a text, basically, to summarize it, telling someone, hey, you shouldn't have come to Boston College, that's a bad decision for your career. Can you tell us more about that, maybe who sent that text, and then what kind of motivation do you get from those kind of texts?
I'm not going to say who sent that text, but I will say it gave me a lot of motivation. A lot of people look at us that way. We weren't successful last year, or the team last year wasn't successful. So obviously when I came here, a lot of people said I made a mistake. But as a man, I'm always going to stand on the decision I made. I love it here. It's home, and I feel like God put me here for a reason. So that's why I chose to come here.
Chase, you've done a lot and seen a lot at the college level, being on a bunch of different teams. Just what have you seen so far at BC that makes this program stand apart from the other teams and levels that you've been a part of?
Definitely just better players overall. Obviously more athleticism, bigger guys. I feel like this team is definitely more connected. As what Boden was saying earlier, we had a lot of time together. We even had a retreat down in Boston, downtown Boston, all just vibing together, having a good time, and clicking together. So I'd say those things are what makes it different from other teams I've been on.
Hey, Chase, so I know you started your career as a walk-on, and it's been, quite a journey for you. What are some of the experience takeaways, like, throughout the journey that you still use today as a motivation?
Honestly, just perseverance. Last year, when I was at USD, we were also voted last, and it was a big turnaround. We ended up being 4th seed. And the same thing here. I mean, DJ said we were going to be top 5 in the ACC, and I believe it. And that's just something that I've always been. I've always had a chip on my shoulder everywhere I've been, starting off as a walk-on, junior college, till now. I mean, they voted us last, and I just don't believe that I don't think we're last in the ACC.
Chase, you were Summit League Defensive Player of the Year. Kind of what attributes do you bring to defense, half court, whatever it is that you're asked to pick up? Just what are some of the things that you look for out of an opponent, and what kind of helps you on that back end?
Obviously, just studying the other player on the offensive end, seeing what their weaknesses are, their strengths are, but also just trying to be tough, just trying to out-tough them. When I'm going through a ball screen, try to fight over the top, try to give my big time to get back to his man. Just simple stuff like that, slowing them down, slowing the point guard down, wearing them down. Against UConn, I pressed full court the whole entire game, and I plan on doing that. Me and Fred plan on doing that throughout the whole year.
You talked about it a bit earlier, but more about the underdog mentality that you've had your whole life. Just how much does that align with BC's vision as a program?
It aligns perfectly. That's one of the main reasons why I came here. As I said earlier, we have a chip on our shoulder. I've always had a chip on my shoulder everywhere I've been. Even throughout high school, I had a chip on my shoulder, so it aligns perfectly with me. Coach EG says it all the time, gritty, not pretty. That's how I grew up, so that's what I stand on.
Hey, Fred, Coach touched on it earlier, but obviously over your BC tenure, you've played a lot of the 2 mostly. And against UConn, you brought the ball up, you played the 1 a lot. You're going to be doing that a lot this season. Can you talk to me about making that transition to becoming the primary ball handler?
It's really not a hard transition for me. I kind of played the 1 in high school, kind of AAU and school ball back in high school. So the 1 here really wasn't a big transition for me. Probably in y'all eyes, y'all think it's a big transition, but I kind of know how to play the 1 as well. So I feel like it wasn't a big transition for me.
Just going off of that a little bit, you got more and more playing time last year as the season progressed. Just now getting the opportunity to potentially start and have an increased role. Just what does it mean to have earned the trust of the coaching staff and be a key contributor, especially on offense this year?
It means a lot. I would say I'm blessed to even be in a position to start or play for an ACC program. But obviously, at the beginning of the year, I was hurt, so I always just work and pray on things to happen, and I feel like the prayer is finally answered, so that was my answer to that.
I asked Earl about this earlier, but more about Donald's progression. Last year, he kind of came in under the radar, and then now he's the guy. Just how has he handled that transition in your eyes?
Donald's just an overall good guy. I mean, he always have a smile on his face. He's one of the ones who in here in the morning at 6 a.m. makes you want to be in here in the morning at 6 a.m. He watches film, so I mean, his work is just producing. He's just producing and mastering his craft, so I mean.
Fred, obviously you've gotten a little more time throughout your career here at Boston College. How have you seen your game improve from basically the end of last season up to this season to have a bigger role?
I think my game improved a lot. I just come in 6 a.m., work every morning, just keep watching film with my coaches and the GAs and things. So I think that's the difference between last year and this year. Last year I was coming in just trying to earn playing time. I was watching film, but I wasn't as focused on film. I was just trying to play. This year I came in with the mindset that you know you're going to play, so watch film and kind of work on the things that you need to work on. So one thing I would say that I needed to work on was getting in the paint and playing out 2, which that's something that me and Coach McCray always talk about. In practice, he'll challenge me, how many paint touches you going to get to play out 2 today? And I would say 4. And I would try to get that number in practice, every practice. So, I mean, that's one thing that I would say.
Hey, Donald, I know in down at tip-off, you proclaimed top 5. Are you sticking with that?
Oh, for sure. We fear nobody. I believe in all my guys. We all work hard. We all show up at 6 a.m. These are guys we grew up playing AAU against, so there's no difference. There's no difference in us. They put their shoes on, they put their jersey on, so I'm standing 10 toes on that.
Hey, Donald, 2-part question. First part, how's your head feeling after the collision?
Oh, it's good. I had some stitches. Got them taken out 2 days ago. I got a little mark right here. Yeah, a little battle scar, but I'm good though.
And then second question, obviously you win Most Improved Player in the ACC last season. You take a huge jump in points. I think it was an 11-point difference between the season before. But what are you looking to improve on this season as the leader of this Boston College team?
Really just being more efficient, and it's all about winning. I'm just really trying to win games, find my teammates in the right spot, be in my gaps, be in the MIG. Just overall just trying to be a more efficient player, be better for my teammates, help them get open shots, help make the game easier for them. So just really win, no matter what it costs. So.
DJ, you're the first BC player to get preseason Player of the Year votes since 2018. So what does it mean to get that kind of recognition after the season you had last year?
It's truly a blessing, but at the end of the day, I'm just trying to win here at BC. I'm trying to make it to the tournament. When you win, winning solves everything. So I'm just trying to be the best teammate. I'm trying to be the best teammate I can be, and just trying to help BC get back to the tournament. So yeah, it's truly a blessing to receive that vote.
You know this question's coming, but you were under the radar going into last year. Now you're on everyone's radar. Just what's that adjustment like? And Earl was talking about your playmaking. How can you add that to your game as well?
I wouldn't say
facilitating.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's really an adjustment. I live in a gym. I dreamed about this moment. I envisioned it. I watch film with the coaches all the time. So it's stuff I already envisioned myself doing. And now that it's here, I feel like I'm ready for it. Last year, I was ready for that moment. Now this year, I feel like I'm ready for this moment as well. And the playmaking side of things, like I said, it's just been a lot of film. Reading the ball screen coverages, somebody's icing, make the simple play. Stop trying to make the home run. If I'm coming off like a red or a gray, I'm just picking on the MIG, trying to skip it across the court, or once again, make the single, not make a home run play every time, make the game easier for my teammates, like I said earlier. So,
having the continuity of working with Coach Grant, how has that helped you develop as a player over, deepen your understanding too of a system while also developing as a player, and how have you even seen the way that he's been able to coach you develop over the years?
Yeah, over these 4 years, Coach Grant has been with me like the whole time. As a freshman, I wasn't watching as much film, but I was always in the gym. But Coach always harped on me, like, film is really important. It's just as important as getting to the gym. Or he'd be like, take care of your body. So it was just the little things Coach kept preaching to me. And like my sophomore year, it was another jump. He was like, it's a process. Like, it's not going to happen right away. And as a kid, you don't really understand that. Then going into my junior year, I kind of broke out a little bit. And Coach was like, you eat the fruits of your labor. Now going into this year, it's just like, now you got to be more efficient. So everything Coach Grant has said, it has happened, and I love him for life. That's my favorite coach. That's my guy. So, best coach. So yeah.
We'll take one or two last questions for Donald.
Donald, you've already talked a little bit about your improvement from last season going into this season, but I mean, even today, Coach Grant's talked about you, some of the players that mentioned you. How impactful is it, and what does it mean to you to kind of for you to know that you've been able to make this impact on the people around you, not only on the court but off the court as well?
It's truly a blessing. I give credit to like my parents, my mom, my dad, my stepdad, my grandma. They raised me that way, and I would say it's truly a blessing. I just want to be like the best teammate I can for my teammates. I want to be the best player I can for the coaches, and I just want to represent BC as a whole and just be like what BC embodies. I want to be like one of those people that people look back and be like, yeah, Donald was an amazing person, not just an amazing basketball player.
Donald, listen to Coach Grant a little earlier. He brought up Coach Missoula and the three. How much do you like shooting the three, and how important do you think that'll be to the offense this year?
Oh, how much do I like shooting threes?
Yeah.
Ooh, I love shooting threes. Sometimes Coach had to tell me to stop shooting threes, but it'll be very important this year. We have a lot of shooters. Like, we have a 5-man that can shoot. We got a point guard. We got a shooting guard. Our whole team really can shoot a three. So it'll be very important. It'll be a major part of what we do this year. I'm not going to tell you how many threes we're going to shoot this year, though, but it's going to be a good amount, though. So, yes, sir, I'm excited.